encountered homelessness during the summer East LA trip, and I was able to look into the lives of people affected by homelessness, especially the ones on Skid Row. And especially hearing personal stories from people like Kevin, our tour guide. Hearing Kevin's personal stories about how he encountered homelessness 2 times in his life shocked me, and I got a deeper sense of how homelessness has affected his community. What struck me the most was hearing that Skid Row was a little over 4 miles long, filled with thousands of homeless individuals.
I heard homelessness when I went on the January East LA trip. Just walking down Skid Row with Tyrone, the mayor of Skid Row, was eye-opening because it hit me just how many people are living on the streets without shelter. Tyrone was telling us his stories about how he had been homeless for 30 years on Skid Row. But when his daughter, whom he didn't even remember, came across the country looking for him, he worked hard to try and turn his life around. It was inspiring to see how he was now helping the homeless people on the streets where he used to live, because he went from rock bottom to making a difference in people's lives. At the Dolores Mission, our group made dinner and served the food to some of the homeless people living there. It was sad to see how prominent homelessness was in that one area, let alone our Coachella Valley, making me want to work harder to build relationships and see homeless people for who they are.
I witnessed homelessness firsthand when I went on the East LA immersion trip over the summer. We visited Skid Row and saw how many people are forced to live on the streets because they cannot afford a house or an apartment. We cooked dinner for homeless people and workers, and it was amazing to see how grateful they were. Everyone was so happy and appreciated that we cooked for them. It was an eye-opening experience because I was able to see how lucky and fortunate I am to be able to live in a house and always have food. Homelessness strips people of their human dignity because everyone has a right to food and housing.
One day immersion, I came face to face with homelessness. When we went to give people food, they were so happy to see us helping, and I believed it was God at work. They all wanted us to pray before we left too, and that for me was such a spiritual feeling. God was in each person because they were all so happy with what they had, and they did not complain about a single thing. Even though they had nothing to offer, they still managed to give their love and joy to all of our spirits. These people were homeless, but they were still the same as the rest of us. They were a community, and that would come together, and that is what speaks louder than anything else. Hearing some of their stories really opened my eyes and made me so grateful that I got to have the opportunity to help those wonderful people.
This is an occurring issue in our communities because people can't maintain their housing, and some also have gone through tough times, leading to life on the streets. Some of the causes of homelessness are unemployment, lack of affordable housing, poverty, and also drug and alcohol abuse. The consequences of homelessness that people are having to live without shelter and also living with not knowing when they will be able to eat again. In our community, there are soup kitchens like Martha's Village to provide meals for homeless people, and also homeless shelters like the Coachella Valley Rescue Mission, whose goal is to bring people off the streets and provide food and water. Homelessness dehumanizes the individuals because they are marginalized from society, and also homeless individuals aren't always treated with respect. Gospel values are being upheld because the church is teaching through compassion as well as wanting equality for the homeless. On homelessness, Catholic social teaching teaches us that there is an option for the poor and vulnerable, as well as call for global solidarity, being in community to build relationship with those who are marginalized. The Catholic social teaching it falls under is global solidarity because it is important for us to reach out and love our neighbors. Solidarity, according to the National Catholic Registry, is a form of preserving determination to commit oneself to the common good. That is to say, to the good of all and each of every individual, because we are all really responsible for all.
We are working towards the common good because everyone has a right to human dignity because we are all made in the image and likeness of God.
We are also going to work for bringing our community together as one and getting rid of this injustice and making sure that everyone gets a loving home they deserve.
What individuals, parishes, groups, agencies, and the diocese should do is just be willing to help those who are marginalized. Whether that means donating food or just their time, every little bit counts towards bringing an end to homelessness. Our action plan provides service for the poor and marginalized through having students or faculty of Xavier going out to give food to the homeless in our community once a week.
Our action plan includes us raising awareness of homelessness through the club we would establish at Xavier, Homeless Outreach, that would meet once a week to prepare meals to donate to the homeless people. The purpose of our project is not to just give food to the homeless, but also offer friendship.
Our action plan also includes faith formation because we are trying to help spread the message of Christ, which according to the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops, it means to renew and to transform the social and temporal order calling for justice. We are loving and serving our neighbors.
bringing forth a want of genuine prosperity and health to those needing our help in this world.
The resources we would need for our action plan are food and water donations, Ziploc bags for holding the meals, and a Xavier van to get all the volunteers around the Coachella Valley to give the homeless people the food we had prepared for them. I think that the school and also homeless shelters would be supportive of this cause because Xavier forms us to be men and women with and for others, and homeless shelters are based around helping the homeless. So both would be supportive of anything that helps others in our need and in our community.
The first question is, how do you think our community has done helping the homeless and what they can do better?
I think the community is doing really well on helping the community. Now it's just up to the community to help themselves.
Okay, second question is, what's it like working?
Here at the mission? I love working at the mission. I like serving the community as in helping make the food and stuff like that. That's why I chose the job in the kitchen. I feel it's paying it forward for God, and I love it. It's nice. It's relaxing. Even though it's the longest day job that they have here, but if else, what am I going to do?
Do you work here all day?